The Galactic Military Academy's training dome hummed with anticipation as cadets from 17 different species assembled for Combat Assessment Day. William Chen stood among the human contingent, his arms crossed as he watched the holographic display cycling through previous year's performances. Most showed careful evasion tactics, energy shield deployments, and ranged weapon efficiency. That was how civilized species fought with distance, technology, and calculated precision. Human cadets, report to Arena 7. The automated voice echoed through the translators embedded in every cadet's uniform. Daisy Morrison cracked her knuckles and grinned at William. Ready to show these pencil necks what Earth girls are made of? William suppressed a smile. Daisy had been a problem since day one, not because she couldn't follow orders, but because she followed them too literally. When instructors said, "Neutralize the threat," they meant, "Use your standard issue plasma rifle." Daisy interpreted it as, "Handle it, however necessary." The other species gave them a wide berth as they walked toward the arena. The Vexillian cadets, tall, crystalline beings who communicated through light pulses, literally shimmered with what their translator rendered as concerned amusement. The reptilian Scarix kept their distance, having learned in previous exercises that humans had an unsettling lack of self-preservation instincts. Commander Tholvrax, a four-armed Zentarii with decorations spanning 3 wars, waited at the arena entrance. His facial tendrils twitched the equivalent of a human raising an eyebrow. Cadet Morrison. Cadet Chen. Today's assessment involves the Crovosaur, a Category 4 aggressive life form from Endem Prime. Standard protocol: maintain minimum 50-meter distance, use suppression fields, and neutralize with ranged weaponry. Failure to maintain safety protocols results in automatic disqualification. His 4 eyes focused on Daisy. "Am I understood?" Cadet Morrison. "Crystal clear, sir," Daisy replied, her expression perfectly innocent. The arena doors hissed open, revealing a circular space 200 meters in diameter. Scattered cover positions dotted the terrain: metal barriers, synthetic rock formations, and elevated platforms. At the far end, behind a shimmering energy barrier, something massive stirred. William took position behind a barrier, checking his plasma rifle's charge. Daisy moved to the center of the arena, light on her feet, carrying only her rifle and a standard combat knife. "Morrison, what are you doing?" William hissed through the comm. "Get to cover. Where's the fun in that?" The Crovosaur's barrier dropped. The creature that emerged made several cadets in the observation deck gasp. It stood 4 meters tall, on 6 legs, each ending in claws that scarred the arena floor. Armored plates covered its body like overlapping shields, and its triple-jawed mouth dripped with bioluminescent saliva that hissed where it touched the ground. Evolution had designed it as Endem Prime's apex predator. Unstoppable, relentless, and apparently quite irritated at being teleported into an arena. It spotted Daisy immediately. Its sensor pits locked onto her heat signature, and it released a roar that made the arena's acoustic dampeners struggle to compensate. Then it charged. 12 tons of muscle, chitin, and rage accelerated toward the small human female standing in the open. The ground trembled. In the observation deck, the Vexillian combat instructor's lights flickered rapidly, their species equivalent of panic. "She's going to be crushed," someone translated. "Those humans don't have exoskeletons or kinetic dampeners. Why isn't she moving?" William had seen that stance before, back on Earth, during hand-to-hand combat training, when Daisy had thrown a 250-pound instructor over her shoulder because he'd said women couldn't compete in strength-based exercises. "Oh no," William muttered. "Daisy, don't you dare." The Crovosaur closed the distance in seconds. At the last possible moment, Daisy dropped her rifle, stepped forward into the charge, and caught the beast. Her hands found purchase on the armored ridges of its front legs. Her boots dug into the arena floor, leaving twin furrows as momentum carried them backward. The impact should have pulverized her, would have killed most species instantly. Instead, Daisy's legs absorbed the shock. Her human skeletal structure, flexing in ways that rigid Vexillian crystals or Zentarai exoskeletons never could. The Crovosaur's forward momentum stalled. Daisy's face contorted with effort, veins standing out on her neck, every muscle in her compact frame engaged. Then, with a roar that matched the creature's own, she lifted. Physics fought her. Biology screamed at her. The creature outweighed her by a factor of 50. Daisy didn't care. With a technique that combined wrestling, judo, and pure human stubbornness, she used the creature's own momentum against it. She pivoted, twisted, and slammed 12 tons of apex predator onto the arena floor with an impact that registered on seismic sensors. The observation deck fell silent. The Crovosaur, stunned, twitched once and then went still. Daisy stood over it, breathing hard, and calmly retrieved her rifle. "Threat neutralized, sir." Commander Thulvrax's tendrils hung completely limp shock in Zentarii body language. When he finally spoke, his translator struggled with the emotional undertones. That should not be possible. Your species has no enhanced musculature, no kinetic dampeners. No, we have spite, sir, William called out, unable to suppress his grin anymore. And we have Daisy Morrison. In the following hours, the footage spread through the Academy's networks like wildfire. Xenobiology professors pulled up human anatomical data. Incredulous. Our death world origins. Our inefficient but incredibly adaptable skeletal structure. Our disproportionate fast-twitch muscle fiber density. Our ridiculous, planet-forged stubbornness. The Vexillians began giving human cadets significantly more space. The Scarix started requesting humans for patrol partnerships. And Commander Thulvrax, reviewing the footage for the 15th time, made a note in his report to High Command. Recommend revising combat doctrine. Human physical capabilities have been significantly underestimated. Also recommend never, under any circumstances, telling a human something is impossible. They appear to take it personally. Daisy, meanwhile, was in the medical bay, getting her wrists wrapped while explaining to the concerned Madurian doctor that no, this was normal. Yes, humans did this sort of thing recreationally back home. And could she please get cleared for tomorrow's zero-gravity combat assessment? Because humanity had a reputation to maintain, and Daisy Morrison had barely gotten started.